What's going on, guys? I am Pat the Packman, and if you want to learn what it is that you need to do to make your dog happy, fulfilled, and well-behaved, well, this is the place you want to be. On this video, we're going to talk about how do I get my dog to listen to me? It's a question I get asked all the time. Packman, how do I get my dog to listen to me? Why won't he listen to me? What do I need to do for him to listen to me? Listen, guys, I get it. When a dog doesn't listen to you, it can be very, very frustrating. But it's also pretty dangerous. I mean, he could run off and go into the middle of a busy street. He could eat something dangerous. You can't control unwanted behavior. So hopefully these ideas are gonna help you out to get your dog to finally listen to you. They may help with your dog. Can't promise they're gonna help with your spouse though. That, you're on your own. So first and foremost, one of the reasons why your dog may not be listening to you is because they're just pent up with energy. They're just so hyped up. The excitement level is so hyped up. So number one, it could be a physical/mental thing. So how do we fix that? Easy. You gotta take them for walks. The walks have to be consistent, they have to be long enough, and they have to be done properly. Another reason why that brain is so hyped up is because maybe the way you're interacting with them focuses on excitement, focuses on mental stimulation from the negative standpoint when we're rewarding and nurturing and creating more of an excited state depending on where the circumstances are. So you need to look into that. And if you have any questions or if you want to talk about that further, let me know right down in those comments and we'll talk about that further. But in the meantime, you gotta take a dog out on a walk, guys. It's the easiest way to drain energy. You could use other methods to drain that energy. We have other videos that can describe to you other ways to physically and mentally stimulate the dog to drain the energy. But listen, if their brain is so hyped up and they're just all over the place, how could you expect them to focus and to fixate on you when they're just all over the place? So you gotta drain the energy, lower the excitement, then they could give you the attention. Very important, guys. You have to be consistent. There needs to be consistency. Oftentimes I see my clients sending their dogs mixed messages. Sometimes they want them to do one thing, sometimes they want them to do something else. Oftentimes the way we're communicating with our dog is creating just a lot of confusion because they just don't know which direction to go. You're rewarding this, you're correcting this, and oftentimes it's the same moment that they're doing different behaviors and they're in different states of mind. So you gotta be consistent with when you're rewarding and when you're not rewarding. You can't be just your dog's friend, you have to be their authority figure, because also when it comes to that, your dog needs to know what it is that the expectations are. If you're just inconsistent with your rules, then they're not gonna know. That also plays a role with the rest of the family. Every member of the family has to follow the same directions, bounds, and limits. If one person's doing one thing, another person's doing something else, this dog's looking at it like, well, you're doing this, you want me to do this, I don't know what you people want, so the hell with you all. So you gotta make sure that you're consistent. Yourself and everybody that's involved with your dog or dogs, you need to make sure that everybody's doing the same thing. Establish directions, boundaries, and limits. Make sure that you follow them and then follow through with those direction, bounds, and limits. This is an important one, guys. This is what I always say is 95% of how we get a dog to be happy, fulfilled, and well-behaved. And what is that? Bing, simple. It's your own energy, our own emotional state of mind, the way we feel, our energy, what we give out. Believe it or not, dogs listen to their pack leaders, but the key for them to trust and respect you as their pack leader is only and exclusively if you're giving off calm and firm energy. If you're unsure, frustrated, scared, angry, nervous, tense, whatever, then your dogs are not going to trust and respect you or follow you. They will not do what it is that you ask. So you could have somebody help you. You could have somebody tell you how it is that you seem to be acting with your dog. Or you could do what I did when I was learning is I would just record myself. I would videotape myself and watch myself how I was behaving. Was I frustrated? Was I angry? Was I annoyed? Was my body language reflecting that? But honestly, the best and the most efficient way to get this resolved is you gotta ask yourself, how do I feel? You have to ask yourself consistently, how do I feel? But you gotta be honest with your response. You can't just sugarcoat it, you can't just lie, because I got news for you. You could lie to yourself, you could lie to me, but you can't lie to your dog, and your dog's behavior, your dog's reactions will show whether or not you feel calm and firm or whether you feel something completely different. When you're asking your dog to sit, stay, come, whatever the case may be, and you're wondering why they can't figure it out, It may be they just don't know what those commands mean. So guess what? Go back to basics. Did you even teach your dog those commands? If you did or you didn't, regardless, just go back to basics. Reteach your dog. So this way they know and you know that they have those commands and those tactics down pat. No pun intended. This is another big one, guys. Dogs do not communicate with words. They communicate with energy and body language. This may be one of the reasons why they're having such a difficult time understanding what it is that you're trying to tell them or communicate with them, especially when all we do is we yap to them all day long. Even if they understand what that verbal command means, they may associate it with something completely different because of all the nonverbal cues that you have been giving them, on top of the fact that you're associating that with the state of mind, the wrong state of mind that they are in especially. So you want to pay attention to your body language. You want to make sure that, are you standing in the proper position? Are you looking away? Are you looking down? Are your shoulders hunched over? Small changes in your body, your posture, your face will give your dog the ability to know and understand what it is that you're trying to communicate with them, and therefore they're going to start to finally get the message. Here's another one, guys. A lot of times your dog's mental state plays into the role as to why they're not responding to whatever it is that you're asking them to do. They may be distracted by a number of different emotions that they're feeling. Maybe you're asking them to, go lay down on their bed or in their crate when your neighbor just came in to visit, but your dog is so used to being excited because you taught them that person walking through the door is about excitement because you greet them with excitement, and then anybody else that comes through, they associate excitement with anybody coming through the door. But now that pent up excitement, and you want them to go and lay down, but they can't focus on that. Another thing might be they're just frightened from the thunderstorm or the fireworks for them to focus on anything else that you're asking them. So they can't do what it is that you want them to do because their mental state is not in sync with you. Remember, guys, you have to understand the reason why a problem exists. It's not about fixing the problem, it's about fixing the reason why the problem exists. Most problems that people have, that my clients call me with, has nothing to do with the problem. We have to address the source. I always address the source of the problem. And the source of the problem is always the same. It's a lack of leadership, lack of mental and physical stimulation, and a human whose emotions are just not in balance or not in sync. So your dog is reflecting those emotions in a different kind of capacity. There may be fearful, dominant, nervous, excited, whatever the case may be, and that is what we have to address. That will fix all the other problems and all the problems that you are having and the ones that are really aggravating you. Proper communication, guys. You have to understand what it is that your dog's telling you. You have to understand how to communicate back with your dog. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Do not get frustrated with your dog, because the bottom line is that if you don't understand how the brain of a dog works, if you don't understand how to communicate dog language, you're never gonna get the results that you're after, and that is the truth. Bottom line, guys, it's about training people, not training dogs. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Pat the Packman out. Catch you next time. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, make sure you wag your tail on over and bark at that subscribe button. This way you won't miss out on all the cool stuff that we post. In addition, you won't miss out on our podcast, Barking for Balance, which premieres every Thursday. Believe me, you don't want to miss out on that. It's really cool. Links down below on all podcast platforms. In addition, make sure you check us out on Facebook and Instagram. This way you don't miss out on all the content that we don't post on YouTube, in addition to staying up to date with all the cool stuff that we got going on. Remember, guys, it's about training people, not training dogs.